Ethan O'Connor was an ordinary man with an ordinary life until the day he discovered the chest. While clearing out his late grandfather's attic, he stumbled upon a small, ancient-looking box bound with intricate carvings. Inside, he found several gold coins, each gleaming unnaturally bright, as though they were untouched by time. Curiosity turned to excitement when he realized the coins might be worth a fortune. Ethan quickly researched their origins but found nothing concrete. They seemed older than any recorded mint, their designs hinting at something mythological. Ignoring his unease, he sold a few coins to collectors and kept the rest hidden at home. That night, strange things began to happen. The air in his apartment grew cold, shadows moved where they shouldn't, and faint whispers filled the silence. At first, Ethan dismissed it as his imagination. But when a deep, raspy voice echoed through his living room, whispering, "You've taken what's mine," he froze in terror. Ethan tried to brush off the eerie events, but they only escalated. Objects moved on their own, doors slammed shut without cause, and his dreams were plagued by visions of a small, shadowy figure with glowing eyes. The figure always repeated the same phrase, "Return the gold, or pay the price." One evening, Ethan woke to find the figure standing at the foot of his bed. It was no taller than a child, but its presence was suffocating. Its face was pale and twisted, with a sinister grin that revealed jagged teeth. Clad in tattered green clothes, it clutched a staff made of gnarled wood. Who are you?" Ethan stammered. "I am what you fear most," it hissed. "A leprechaun, cursed and bound. You've stolen my gold, and now you will suffer." Before Ethan could respond, the creature vanished, leaving behind the stench of smoke and decay. That night, the first tragedy struck. Ethan's neighbor, who had briefly handled one of the coins, was found dead in his apartment, his face frozen in an expression of pure terror. Panicked and desperate for answers, Ethan sought help from anyone who might know about curses or folklore. His search led him to Dr. Evelyn Greer, a professor of Celtic mythology. Skeptical at first, she agreed to listen after seeing one of the coins. "This isn't just a leprechaun," Dr. Greer said, her voice trembling. "It's something far worse. Leprechauns are tricksters by nature, but this one is cursed, bound to its gold by dark magic. By taking its coins, you've unleashed its wrath." Ethan begged her for help, and she reluctantly agreed, warning him of the risks. "The only way to stop it is to return every coin to its original resting place. But the more time passes, the stronger it becomes." Together, they began researching ancient texts and rituals, trying to find a way to weaken the creature. Meanwhile, the leprechaun's attacks grew bolder. Ethan received threatening messages scrawled in ash, and his friends and loved ones started to suffer unexplained misfortunes. Ethan's best friend, Ryan, became the next target. Unaware of the curse, Ryan had jokingly borrowed one of the coins to impress a girl. That night, Ethan received a frantic call. "Ethan, something's in my house. It's small, but it's not human." By the time Ethan arrived, it was too late. Ryan's body lay crumpled in the corner, his face ashen and lifeless. The coin was nowhere to be found, and the room reeked of burnt wood and sulfur. On the wall, written in what looked like blood, were the words, "Greed has a cost." Dr. Greer urged Ethan to act quickly. "This isn't just about you anymore. The longer this goes on, the more lives it will claim. We have to find the remaining coins and end this." With mounting guilt and fear, Ethan agreed. But deep down, he wondered if they were already too late to stop the leprechaun's vengeance. Shaken by Ryan's death, Ethan realized he couldn't deal with the leprechaun alone. he returned to Dr. Greer, pleading for help. She reluctantly agreed, bringing along a battered book of ancient rituals. Together, they devised a plan to capture the leprechaun and force it to lift the curse. Their research revealed that the leprechaun's power was tied to its gold and the place where it was buried. To weaken it, they had to return every coin to its original spot. But Ethan confessed to a grave mistake. He had already sold 2 coins to collectors. Dr. Greer's face darkened. Then you'll have to get them back. Quickly. Every day the gold remains scattered, the leprechaun grows stronger. Ethan embarked on a desperate journey across the state to retrieve the missing coins. His first stop was a pawn shop where he had sold one of them. But upon arrival, he found the shop's door ajar and the interior in shambles. The owner's body lay in a pool of blood, clutching a gold coin in his fist. On the wall, written in what looked like ash, were the words, "Mine. Always mine." Ethan and Dr. Greer decided to set a trap for the leprechaun. Using the remaining coins and ancient spells, they created a circle of salt mixed with ash to lure the creature. But the leprechaun proved to be more cunning. When night fell, Ethan heard a creaky voice calling his name, followed by the smell of burning. The leprechaun didn't enter the trap. Instead, it attacked from another direction. Its tiny hands were incredibly strong, and its eyes glowed with a fierce light. Dr. Greer barely managed to complete a spell to drive the creature away, but it left a warning: return the gold, or I'll take you. On the way to the next collector, Ethan encountered something unusual. Right on the highway, an old-fashioned caravan appeared, shrouded in thick fog. The horses pulling it were skeletal, and the sound of coins clinking echoed from inside the wagons. The leprechaun began to toy with his mind, showing him visions and scaring him half to death. Amid the visions, Ethan noticed a crucial clue. An ancient symbol on one of the wagons matched the pattern on the coins. This gave Dr. Greer a new idea. Perhaps the leprechaun could be stopped by restoring a lost ritual. Reaching the second collector, Ethan discovered that he too had fallen victim to the curse. The collector was alive, but covered in burns, his eyes hollow as if his soul had been taken. He managed to whisper, "The coin, hidden in the safe." But as soon as Ethan retrieved the coin, the leprechaun attacked again. This time, the creature wasn't just trying to frighten him, it wanted to kill him. Only Dr. Greer's intervention saved him. She used a spell from her book to temporarily hold the leprechaun back, but she warned that next time, they might not be so lucky. With 2 coins returned, Ethan and Dr. Greer prepared for the final ritual. But 1 coin was still missing, the one stolen from Ethan's apartment. They decided to return to the place where Ethan had found the chest, hoping to summon the leprechaun and force it to return the coin. The situation grew dire when the leprechaun trapped them. It took Dr. Greer hostage, using her life as leverage. "Give me the gold, or you'll never see her again," it hissed. Ethan realized he had no choice. If he gave up the gold, the leprechaun would regain its power, but if he refused, Dr. Greer would die. The leprechaun mocked him, holding the box with the final coin in its clawed hands. "Decide, mortal." Tick-tock, time's running out. Ethan recalled the words from the ritual book. The leprechaun's gold was cursed, but if destroyed at a place of power, the creature's bond to the world would be severed. Gritting his teeth, he made his choice. Ethan snatched the box and ran to the altar in the clearing where they stood. The leprechaun howled in fury as it realized his intent. The gold coin burned in Ethan's hand like fire, but he didn't stop. Dr. Greer, weakened, managed to whisper the final words of the spell as Ethan dropped the coin into the ritual bowl. A blinding light erupted, engulfing everything. The leprechaun screamed as its body dissolved into a swirl of black smoke. The gold vanished, and with it, the dreadful curse. When the light faded, Dr. Greer and Ethan were alone in the empty clearing. The ritual altar had split in two, and where the leprechaun disappeared, only a four-leaf clover remained. Ethan picked it up, realizing it was over. But deep down, he felt the lingering presence of magic and darkness. "We're free, but at what cost?" Dr. Greer murmured, gazing at the night sky. In the distance, a faint clinking of coins echoed, a reminder that some things never truly disappear. Thanks for watching. Be sure to subscribe to my channel and watch my other videos.